Hello folks, welcome back to Marvelous Videos, where today we're exploring the origins of the Kabukiman, a superhero who not many people know. Kabukiman was first introduced in 1990 in the comedy movie Sergeant Kabukiman NYPD, directed by Michael Hertz and Lloyd Kaufman. Starring Rick Giannossi as the titular superhero, the movie is a laugh riot. Now, without much further yik-yak, let's explore the origins of Kabukiman, but not before you click on that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss an update from Marvelous Videos. An ancient prophecy. Mr. Sato, an old Japanese kabuki performer, prepares to welcome the Chosen One. 1,000 years ago, the Evil One was banished from Earth, and the day neared when he would return to rule over the mortal realm with chaos. As the prophecy said, once Mercury finished its cycle, the dragon would ride through Jupiter's ring, a tiger would feast on a nubile, and a monkey would ride the jaguar, because of which the Evil One would take over the Earth. Mr. Sato prepares to pass on immortal powers of the Chosen One to Ishiro, the chief kabuki performer in New York. The reason they were in Manhattan was because they had received funding from the rich businessman Reginald Stewart. What they did not know was that the Evil One had taken a hold of Reginald and was operating through him. On the day of the performance, Reginald sends his right-hand man, Rembrandt, to kill Ishiro. Rembrandt first kills Ishiro's daughters and enters his bedroom, where he's caught with his guard down as he's making love to his wife. Rembrandt throws Ishiro's wife out the window and kills Ishiro, who, in his dying breath, says that you can kill him, but not the spirit of the Kabukiman. An accidental hero. Sergeant Harry Griswold is sent to view the kabuki performance as part of his investigation into Ishiro's death. Harry's not sure how it would help, but he finds it hard to say no to Captain Bender. As the performance begins, Mr. Sato's granddaughter Lotus tells Mr. Sato that Ishiro is nowhere to be seen. She asks him to give her the superpowers if he doesn't show up, but Sato does not agree. He eats a bunch of earthworms as preparation for the resurrection of the Chosen One. When he enters the stage, 5 of the performers turn out to be Reginald's men. They begin shooting at the other performers and Sato. The American audience, not aware of how kabuki is performed, assume it to be part of the performance. Harry doesn't catch on until the woman sitting next to him is accidentally shot. He rushes onto the stage and the henchmen quickly make their escape. While trying to check up on Sato, he forcefully kisses Harry and transfers the powers to him. Harry is disgusted as he finds 2 earthworms in his mouth. He spits it up and follows the henchman outside, where his clothes suddenly turn into a kimono and his face is covered with kabuki makeup. He is confused and returns to the stage, where his fellow cops and Captain Bender have begun their investigation. Harry feels embarrassed in the kimono and leaves immediately. Reginald's security conveniently shows up and claims to arrest the man in charge, a man named Skipper, who had been fired from a Toyota factory and since then had harbored a grudge against everything Japanese. An evil plan brews. Meanwhile, Reverend Snipes meets Reginald to threaten him about his involvement in his illegal business. Snipes asks for more money in exchange for his silence. At the same time, Reginald's nephew, Skipper, rushes in. It's clear that Skipper had been made the scapegoat with the promise of a corner house office in Reginald's office. However, Skipper feels neglected by his uncle and blames him for the terrible time he had in prison. Reginald promises that Skipper won't have to spend another day in jail and shoots him point blank. As Skipper's body lies without life, the Reverend stops his threat. Reginald reminds him that he will only be alive as long as he's useful to him. So he asks the Reverend to stoke the flames of discord and chaos so that when they reach their bursting point, Reginald can come up as a hero and save the day. Back at the precinct, Harry is ruthlessly teased for the way he looked in the theater the other day. The only one kind to him is Detective Connie LaRosa, whom he invites to have dinner at a Japanese restaurant, as he's been craving Japanese a lot. Connie suggests a jog instead, and Harry agrees. He then meets with the captain, who is not happy about his shenanigans. He takes him off the case, citing that Skipper was the only culprit and assigns him the Goldberg dry cleaning case, where 4 of his shirts had gone missing. Harry is disappointed, but before he leaves the captain's office, he notices that his shoes had transformed from formal dress shoes to traditional Japanese ones. He manages to sneak out where Lotus was waiting for him. Lotus tells him about the prophecy and offers him earthworms, forcing him to eat them. Harry is disgusted and leaves. He still does not believe that only one man was responsible for the shooting and decides to investigate Reginald, as it was his men who had captured Skipper. When he meets Reginald, before he could say anything, Reginald assumes he is there to apologize for shooting at his men. He also offers Harry a job in the private sector, but Harry says no. Before he leaves, he identifies a shogun's sword and correctly identifies it to be made in Tokugawa in the Edo period. When Reginald asks him how he knew about it, he has no answer and is left confused. Soon, it's time for his jog with Connie, and he meets her at the park. Connie tells him about the investigation she has been conducting against Reverend Snipes and how she had found out that all his youth centers were fronts for his drug business. Harry is tired from the jog and asks to take a rest while Connie jogs ahead. She is ambushed by the Reverend's lackeys, who beat her up and try to kidnap her. Thankfully, Harry hears Connie's screams and rushes to her aid. He is easily outnumbered and beaten, but suddenly, the Japanese sandals he had left behind come flying and knock out a thug. He is quickly transformed into the Kabukiman and defeats all the goons. Cops arrive and arrest everyone. They also try to arrest Harry, but then he shows them his badge. They are absolutely shocked to see it's Harry, but let him go after he explains what happened. Connie is admitted to a hospital to heal from her wounds. Lotus meets Harry again to try to convince him about the prophecy and his responsibility as Kabukiman. Harry refuses to believe it and tells her that he is just a gun and badge man. Harry has no time for what he believes to be nonsense and goes to Reverend Snipes' church to confront him. But the Reverend spins the story of anti-poverty. He claims that his minions were targeted because they were underprivileged and it would never happen to someone rich. He also turns the church members against Kabukiman as he tells them that he is Satan himself and can be identified by his red robes. Once all the churchgoers leave, he blames Reverend Snipes for Connie's condition. His goons immediately retaliate. Harry tries to convert into Kabukiman again, but turns into a clown with next to no powers. Left without any powers or weapons, Harry escapes. Reginald wanted to eliminate Connie quickly, so he sent Rembrandt to do it and make it look like an accident. Rembrandt infiltrates the hospital in a doctor's disguise and ups her morphine to a lethal dosage. Harry visits the hospital just then, and seeing Rembrandt in disguise, he puts two and two together. He rushes to Connie, but it's too late. Becoming Kabukiman, a man of the people. Captain Bender blames Harry for the bad reputation his precinct has and suspends him. No number of explanations from Harry and his suspicions against Reverend Snipes convinces Bender. Harry, disappointed, decides to visit Lotus. In Lotus's house, he meets her monkey butler, Toyota. Lotus asks him to meditate by doing a headstand and ties his ankles upside. She tells him that she will train him whether he likes it or not, and they're going to begin by improving his concentration. Harry tells her that she's crazy and demands her to free him, but Lotus is a woman on a mission and does not get deterred easily. She beats him with a bamboo stick and asks him to separate white, yellow, and brown rice from a bag of mixed rice. She also tells him to count each grain. After the next 8 hours, he does the task twice and is freed, but he's had enough of training. He tells Lotus that he didn't choose to be Kabukiman and doesn't want to go through more pain. Lotus simply beats him up till he agrees to obey her. While this is going on, Reginald asks Rembrandt to eliminate Harry and all his friends. The last phase of Harry's training involves mastering the art of haiku. As soon as he masters it, he turns into Kabukiman. With his newfound control and powers, Kabukiman gets access to many new weapons and powers, from deadly sushi to fatal chopsticks. He rids the city of crime while helping the kids and the elderly. As he goes home with Lotus, a bomb erupts inside and nearly kills Lotus. His anger against the Reverend increases. Harry promises to kill all of them for his personal satisfaction and heads to the church, but Rembrandt and his goons chase him up the building and corner him. Lotus tells him to jump off the building, but he tells her that he has a debilitating fear of heights. Lotus reveals that Kabukiman has the power of flight, and if he doesn't jump, he will never get to use it. Trusting her, he jumps, and is delighted to find himself flying. He searches for the Reverend and heads to where he is. With his goons still far away, Snipes is caught alone. He confesses to everything and blames Reginald. In the joy of his success, he shows Lotus the tape he made of Snipes' confession. They make love, and soon after, he leaves to get his gun and badge. While this is going on, Reginald plans to fulfill the prophecy. He has a lemur brought in, as there were not many monkeys who could ride jaguars. He also has a caged jaguar and tiger. Under instructions from him, his minions starve the tiger. For the nubile, he kidnaps Lotus. When Harry returns to Lotus's house, he finds Rembrandt in her place. Without true love, his powers begin to wane, but thankfully, he is a cop with a gun. He shoots Rembrandt and with Toyota, heads to rescue his lady love. The final standoff. Toyota distracts one of the lackeys, and Harry sneaks in to steal his gun. He gives the gun to Toyota and frees Lotus. Reginald, however, is not to be underestimated, as he steals the gun from Toyota and points it at Harry. In the nick of time, Captain Bender arrives and has everyone arrested. While they're being handcuffed, Reginald has one of his men free the tiger, and it attacks his henchwoman, thus starting the prophecy. Reginald begins to morph into a greenish-blue monster and points to the stars, which make the shape of a dragon entering Jupiter's ring. Toyota gets into Reginald's parked Jaguar and starts it, but Lotus notices and immediately turns off the car to stop the prophecy. Harry, now turned into Kabukiman, attacks the creature and it explodes. Harry staggers out from the explosion, completely all right, and Lotus congratulates him for preventing the evil one's plan for another 1,000 years. Bender tells him that he's off suspension and on vacation starting today. Happily, Lotus and Harry walk off holding hands.
Come on, let's go.
Marvelous verdict. A movie like Sergeant Kabukiman NYPD would never fly today. It has not exactly stood the test of time. There is repeated use of homophobic slurs, and the movie stereotypes Japan in the worst way possible. Despite these obvious flaws, Kabukiman is a legacy character from Troma Entertainment and comes second only to Toxie. What do you think about Kabukiman? A stereotyped, problematic superhero? Or a really funny character who's just from a different time? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked the video, please let us know by tapping on the thumbs up. We will soon be back with more awesome videos, and until then, stay super. Goodbye.